My beloved child, I see you. Right now, in this very moment, I see exactly where you are, what you are carrying, and how heavy it has become. You did not come across these words by accident. I guided you here because I wanted you to hear something that your heart has been desperately waiting to receive. Before the world wakes up and the noise begins again, before the demands of life pull you in every direction, I want you to stop for just one moment and listen. Not with your ears, but with the deepest part of who you are. Because what I am about to tell you is not just a message, it is a lifeline, spoken from my heart directly into yours. I have been watching you. I have seen every silent tear you wiped away when no one else was looking. I have seen you smile in front of others while something inside you was slowly breaking. I have seen you carry burdens that were never meant for your shoulders alone. And I have seen you fall to your knees in the darkness of the night when the weight became too much to bear. You thought no one noticed. You thought your pain was invisible. You thought you were suffering alone in a world too busy to care. But my beloved child, I want you to hear this truth today and let it settle into every corner of your soul. I have never once looked away from you, not for a single second, not on your worst day, not in your darkest hour. I was there, I am here, and I will always be watching over you, with eyes full of love and a heart that aches for everything you have been through. There are moments in life when the pain becomes so deep that words fail you. You open your mouth to pray and nothing comes out. You try to explain how you feel and there are no sentences left. You sit in silence because silence is the only language your exhausted soul still speaks. I understand that silence. I hear everything in it. Every unspoken fear, every buried grief, every question you are afraid to ask me, every doubt that creeps into your mind at 3 in the morning when sleep refuses to come. I hear all of it, and I am not angry with you for it. I am not disappointed in you for struggling. I am not distant or unmoved. I am right beside you, leaning close, whispering into your spirit that this pain you are feeling has not gone unnoticed and it will not go unanswered. You have been so strong for so long. People around you may not realize how much strength it has taken just for you to keep going. They see you functioning, moving through your days, doing what needs to be done. But I see what is underneath. I see the exhaustion behind your eyes. I see the longing in your heart for something to change, for someone to step in, for a miracle to arrive before you run completely out of the strength to hold on. And that is exactly why I am speaking to you today. Not to give you empty words or distant promises, but to remind you of something you may have forgotten in the middle of all this pain. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. And the God who created every star in the sky knows your name, knows your story, and is personally, powerfully, and lovingly involved in every detail of your life. I know there are days when you wonder if I am even listening. You have prayed the same prayer so many times that the words have started to feel hollow. You have waited for so long that hope has begun to feel like a foolish thing to hold on to. You have watched others around you receive their blessings, watched doors open for people who seemed less deserving, watched life move forward for everyone except you. And somewhere deep inside, a quiet voice began to whisper that maybe I had forgotten you. Maybe your prayers were not reaching me. Maybe you were simply not worth the miracle you were asking for. My beloved child, I need you to silence that voice right now, because that voice is not mine. That voice is a lie, and I will not allow it to steal one more day of your peace. I have not forgotten a single prayer you have ever whispered to me, not one. Every word you have ever spoken to me in faith, in desperation, in confusion, in grief, I have gathered them all. I hold them close. There is not a single cry that left your lips and disappeared into empty air. Every prayer reached me. Every tear that fell from your eyes was collected in my hands. And I want you to understand something about the way I work, something that is difficult to see when you are standing in the middle of the storm. My silence is not neglect. My delay is not denial. I am not slow. I am not distracted. I am not indifferent to your suffering. I am working, right now, behind everything you can see with your natural eyes. I am arranging, preparing, and positioning things in your life with a precision and a purpose that your mind cannot fully comprehend yet. Think back for a moment. Think about the hardest season you have ever walked through before this one. Think about the moment when everything felt completely impossible. when there seemed to be no way forward, no solution, no light anywhere on the horizon. And then think about how that season ended. Think about how I showed up. Think about how what seemed like a closed door became the very thing that redirected you towards something better. Think about how the thing you were so afraid of losing turned out to be the thing I was removing to make space for your blessing. You have seen my faithfulness before. You have lived through proof that I do not abandon my children, and I am asking you today to let that memory strengthen your faith, because what I did for you then, I am more than capable of doing for you now. Your pain is real. I am not asking you to pretend otherwise. I am not asking you to put on a smile and act as though everything is fine when it is not. I never asked you to be dishonest about your suffering. What I am asking is that in the middle of your very real and very raw pain, you allow me to sit with you in it. You do not have to clean yourself up before you come to me. You do not have to have the right words, or the perfect faith, or an unshakable confidence before I will listen to you. Come to me exactly as you are. Broken if you are broken. Confused if you are confused. Exhausted if you are exhausted. Come with your questions and your doubts and your tears still wet on your face. I receive all of it. I receive you. And when you come to me like that, with nothing left to offer but your honesty, that is when I can do my greatest work in you. There is something I want to tell you about your pain that no one else may have ever said to you before. Your suffering has not been wasted. Not a single moment of it. Not a single sleepless night. Not a single heartbreak. Not a single season of loss and confusion and grief has been thrown away or forgotten or counted as meaningless. I know that is difficult to believe when you are in the middle of it. I know that when the pain is fresh and the wound is deep, the idea that something good could come from something this hard feels almost impossible to accept. But my beloved child, I am the God who takes broken things and makes them beautiful. I am the God who takes dead situations and breathes life back into them. I am the God who walked into a tomb on the third day and walked back out with victory in his hands. And if I can do that, I can most certainly take the painful chapters of your story and turn them into the most powerful testimony anyone has ever heard. You have been asking me why. I understand that. Why did this happen? Why did that person leave? Why did that door close? Why did that dream fall apart? Why does it feel like no matter how hard you try, something always comes along to knock you back down? I hear every why that has ever formed in your heart, and I want you to know that asking me why is not a sign of weak faith. It is a sign that you still believe I have answers. And I do. I have answers to every question your heart is carrying. But sometimes my answers do not come in the form of an explanation. Sometimes my answer comes in the form of a strength I pour into you that you did not have before. Sometimes my answer comes in the form of a peace that settles over your soul even when your circumstances have not changed yet. Sometimes my answer is not a reason but a revelation, a deeper understanding of who I am and how completely and unconditionally I love you. I want to talk to you about the people who have hurt you, the ones who walked away when you needed them most, the ones who spoke words over your life that were meant to destroy your confidence and diminish your worth, the ones who took advantage of your kindness, who betrayed your trust, who looked at everything you had to offer and still chose to leave. I know those wounds run deep. I know that some of those injuries were so severe that they changed the way you see yourself, the way you see the world, and yes, even the way you see me. Pain caused by people has a way of reaching into the most tender places of the human heart and planting seeds of bitterness, seeds of fear, seeds of the belief that love is never really safe and that people will always eventually let you down. But my beloved child, I need you to hear this with every part of your being. I am not those people. I will never be those people. My love for you has no conditions attached to it, no fine print, no expiration date, no limit that you can reach where I decide you are too much or not enough. Every person who walked out of your life was not able to carry the weight of the destiny I placed inside you. Every betrayal redirected you. Every door that was slammed in your face was protecting you from a path that would have taken you further from where I am trying to bring you. I know it did not feel like protection in the moment. I know it felt like rejection. I know it felt like failure, but I was there in every one of those moments, and I was holding you even when you could not feel my arms around you. I was speaking to you even when my voice felt silent. And I am speaking to you now, clearly and with great love, telling you that everything you have walked through has been carefully watched over by a Father who loves you far too much to waste even your hardest moments. I want you to take a breath right now, a slow, deep breath. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let the tension that has been living in your body release just for this moment, because what I am about to say to you requires a still heart and an open mind. I have been preparing something for you, not a small thing, not a minor adjustment to your circumstances. I have been preparing something so significant, so perfectly designed for your life, so precisely timed for this exact season, that when it arrives, you will look back at every painful moment and understand why the journey looked the way it did. I know you are tired of waiting, I know patience has been stretched to its absolute limit. I know there have been moments this week alone where you came dangerously close to giving up on the very thing I placed in your heart to believe for. But do not let go. Please, my beloved child, do not let go now. You are closer than you have ever been. The enemy of your soul knows exactly how close you are to your breakthrough, and that is precisely why the attacks have intensified recently. That is why the discouragement has felt heavier than usual. That is why the voices of doubt have grown louder, and the obstacles have seemed to multiply overnight. This is not a sign that you are losing. This is a sign that something is about to shift dramatically in your favor. Darkness always pushes hardest right before the light breaks through. The storm always rages most violently right before the calm arrives. And the opposition you are facing right now is not evidence that I have abandoned you. It is evidence that what I have planned for your life is significant enough to be worth fighting for. You are worth fighting for. Your future is worth fighting for. And I am fighting alongside you every single step of the way. I want to speak directly to the fear that has been following you. The fear that says you are running out of time. The fear that says you have made too many mistakes for things to still turn around. The fear that says the life you dreamed of is no longer possible. That too much has been lost. That too many years have passed, that the window of opportunity has permanently closed. I want you to bring that fear to me right now and place it in my hands. Because time is not your enemy when you are walking with me. I am not bound by deadlines or limited by how long something has been broken. I am not intimidated by the size of your debt, the depth of your loneliness, the complexity of your family situation, or the number of times you have tried and failed before. None of that changes what I am capable of doing in your life. None of that reduces my willingness to step into your story and rewrite the chapters that pain and loss have damaged. You are not too late. You have not missed your moment. The dreams I placed inside your heart before you were even born are still alive. They have survived every storm you walked through. They have survived every season of doubt and every period of silence. They are still there. Buried perhaps under layers of disappointment and exhaustion, but alive. And I am asking you today to let me breathe on them again. Let me remind you of who you were created to be before the world told you to be something smaller. Let me show you the version of your life that I see when I look at you. Not the version filtered through your pain and your past, but the version I designed with my own hands and sealed with my own promises. That version is still very much available to you. That future is still very much yours. And I am still very much committed to walking you all the way into it. My beloved child, we are coming to the end of this conversation, but I want you to know that I am never coming to the end of my love for you. What began in your heart today as you listened to these words is not finished. It is just starting. Something shifted in you during these moments. Something that was locked began to open. Something that was cold began to warm. Something that was hopeless began to believe again. I felt it. I saw it, and I want you to protect that shift with everything you have. Do not walk away from this moment and allow the noise of the world to drown out what I just deposited into your spirit. Guard it, nurture it, return to it every single morning before the day has a chance to pull you away from my presence. I am asking you to do something very specific from this day forward. Every morning before your feet touch the floor, before you check your phone, before the demands of life come rushing in, give me the first moments of your day. Just a few minutes of stillness. A few minutes where you open your heart and say to me, I trust you. I believe you. I am yours. That simple act of surrender every morning will become the foundation upon which I build everything I have promised you. It will become the anchor that holds you steady when the storms come. It will become the source from which your strength flows on the days when your own strength runs completely dry. I am not asking for perfection. I am not asking for a religious routine. I am asking for your heart, honest, open, willing, and mine. I also want you to begin speaking differently about your life. The words you say about yourself carry enormous power. When you speak defeat, you invite defeat. When you speak hopelessness, you close doors that I am trying to open for you. But when you open your mouth and declare what I have said about you, when you say out loud that you are loved, that you are protected, that you are healing, that your breakthrough is coming, that no weapon formed against you will prosper, those words create movement in the spiritual world around you. They push back the darkness. They make space for my blessings to land. They align your mind with my truth instead of the enemy's lies. Start today. Look at yourself in the mirror and speak life over what you see, not because everything is perfect yet, but because I said it and I do not lie. To everyone watching this right now who has been silently suffering, who came across this video at a moment when they were ready to give up, who has been carrying pain so heavy that getting through each day feels like climbing a mountain, I want you to hear me clearly one final time. You are seen. You are known. You are deeply and completely loved by a God who has never once taken his eyes off you. Your pain has been watched over. Your tears have been counted. Your prayers have been heard. And your story is not over. The most powerful chapter of your life is still ahead of you, being written by hands that have never failed and will never fail. Hold on, my beloved child. Keep going. Keep believing. Keep trusting. Because the God who watched every moment of your pain is now preparing every moment of your victory. And what he has planned for you is more beautiful than anything you have ever dared to imagine. I love you. I am with you. And together, we will see this through to the end. Amen.